What's up, everybody? What's happening? Hope everybody's having an awesome weekend, or had an awesome weekend since it's Sunday. It's not quite over yet. It's not midnight on Sunday yet. Still have some weekend left. So, welcome to the Crystal Vision Pools Q&A Live, where Tammy and I give you real-world answers to your pool-related questions using the knowledge that I have gained over 32 years and she has gained over 11 with me. And we give you real-world answers. Answers based on knowledge and things that we do and use every day in the field on our own customers' pools. We do this for you. We do this for the pool customers. Do this for the pool owners, the do-it-yourselfers, the people that have pool companies doing their stuff, even if it's our customers that just want to know about their pools. And we feel that you should know. I don't ever think that you should go into something blind, even if you're using a company. I feel you should know what's going on with your pool. And when you have Tammy and I doing a repair, let's say.
I was just going to say, I'll get my hoodie on and we can go out.
Oh, I'm already here. When you have Tammy and I doing your pool, even if we're doing a repair and you're not necessarily, don't even have to be a customer of ours, but we want you to know what's going on with your pool. And there are, that I know of, no companies doing these Q&A lives. And that's why I started it. Because I'm going to tell you something. There are a lot of pool companies out there that are feeding you guys lines. And I know this for a fact. We have done, Tammy has done, some phone calling and some research on some of these companies, both on their websites and actually called a couple of the bigger ones. There is no company that, honestly, that we can leave out of this. I know some companies personally that I happen to know that I used to work with or for that do it. And Tammy, I'm not going to mention names, but I'm not going to leave any names out, is what I'm going to say. A lot of you won't know a couple of the companies, but many
Gene
of you...
Blatt's in the house.
Gene Blatt.
What's
up, Dad?
What's up?
A lot of the companies out there, I hate to say this, even the big companies that are nationwide companies, there's a lack of knowledge. I mean, big time. Bad. Like bad lack of knowledge, especially in chemistry and repairs. For instance, we had one company, nationally known company, tell a customer last year that her grids were perfectly fine, and they were, you can't see it, but they were brown. They were like tan. They're supposed to be white, like snow white. So, and they couldn't figure out why they couldn't clean it up. So, yes, I'm watching. No, your dad said that.
I know.
Oh. And then who's this? Oh.
That me.
Are your lights on? Really? Anyway.
How are the lights working?
So, on here? Really?
I'm making conversation.
Anyway. So, pool questions. That's why we're here. All right. If you would like to book with us, schedule with us for openings, for services, for repairs, in-ground and above, 610-780-3614. That is her cell. You can text or call. Text is preferred, and I'll tell you why in a second. Email is CV, as in Crystal Vision, cvpoolpros @gmail.com. The reason we prefer texting and emailing is, number one, we can get back to you quicker. A lot of times we can't answer the phone. Go ahead, you talk.
Can you talk without your hands?
No, I'm Italian. Anyway. So, the reason we, ask for text or emails, especially new customers, new pool customers, we need your full name. We need your city and state that you live in, because we get calls from everywhere. We get calls from all over the nation.
Birthday, because we send out singograms.
Don't listen to them.
Wouldn't that be great? That'd be
Anyway,
awesome.
Anyway, full name, address, pictures of the pool and the filter system, and then what service or services you are requesting. Okay? This information, believe it or not, gives us this information gives us a lot of information that you wouldn't even realize it gives us. It actually gives us a head start on what you need and what we need to do to get you fixed or whatever. Okay? So please understand that we do ask for that for a reason. Now, if you're a regular customer of ours, our regular customers know that when they message us, to message us with whatever the issue is. Now, if you must call, you can call, but please understand we still need all that information. Obviously, you can't send pics, but we still need all the other information, and then the pictures we'll have to figure out whether we're going to do a site visit or how we're going to do that. Okay? Also, if you call and you do not get Tammy answering the phone,
leave a message.
Leave a voicemail, or you are not getting a call back. We promise you will not get a call back. If you knew how much junk calls we get, spam and scam, you would want to throw your phone. We get 10 a day, minimum. Both of us. We sometimes get them one right after the other.
Yeah, and it's annoying.
It's very annoying. And we block the numbers. So, if you do contact us, another thing, do not contact us from an unknown number, or do not contact us from a blocked number, because we will not answer. Usually when numbers come through unknown or blocked, they're usually spam calls. We won't answer them. So if Tammy doesn't answer the phone, first of all, if you block your number and then try to call us, you're not going to get an answer. I can tell you that right now. If your number comes up as unknown, you're not going to get an answer, because we get them a lot and they're usually junk, almost every time. Okay?
Yeah, or prank phone calls, like I had the other day from an unknown number, and it was one of our daughters.
You had to bring that up. Anyway. So anyway, back to the reason for
Okay,
tonight's
we have
live.
somebody else watching. Who else is watching besides me and Pop?
Anybody that comes in, make sure you throw up where you're watching from. Please, we want to know where everybody's watching from.
Yeah, Gene Blatt, where are you watching from?
God. Jesus Christ. Anyway, where are you guys watching from? Anybody new, where are you guys watching from? Kind of know where
Oops.
Gene's watching from, since he's my father-in-law, her dad. So, any pool questions, now's the time to fire them away.
Robert Barreria is watching.
What's up, Robert?
Robert from Connecticut, Robert?
No, he's not Connecticut. He's Ohio.
Not Connecticut,
He's
Ohio is what I meant, yes.
Yep, he's Ohio.
Oh, Dad's watching from Myrtle Beach.
And I already know Robert's watching from
Let's
Ohio.
see here.
Excuse me. What are you doing? Oh.
We can save those for.
Oh, you can talk about them. Somebody just did something.
Somebody did. Oh my God! Somebody did something.
Well, I can't
Hold
see
on.
the screen, so I want you to stay up on it. Oh, it's wrong.
Robert is watching from your closet, waiting for Gary to put on his nightie.
Wow. You're going to be waiting a long time. I don't wear one. Hold on. No, you're not. Stop lying. That was a good one, though.
He wears his onesie pajamas.
No, oh my God. Pair of shorts. Shorts. Scouts honor. Never in Scouts, but Scouts honor. Shorts. Want to see the shorts I wear? Shorts.
Shorty shorts.
No, not shorty shorts.
Let's see here. Scheduling. Scheduling is out of control as we've been working Saturdays and Sundays for the first time in
6 years? 7 years?
about 7.
About 7 years.
7 years? 8 years?
First 3 or 4, no, first 3 or 4 years. First 3 years, definitely, we were doing 7 days.
Yeah.
But, so
Yeah,
probably 6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just finished, we did a hard plumb, a new system install, and a hard plumb on an above ground
All
today.
right. Yes, Robert.
Turned out badass.
He said, even better, I'll stop at the bank and get some singles.
They're for her.
Hey, I don't take singles. I take 50s and 100s.
Oh, her crotch only takes 20.
You need the big bills.
Jesus Christ. Beggars can't be choosers.
I'm not the one begging. And no, we don't give change.
I'm going to change you in a minute. All right, anyway. Scheduling is crazy right now. And I can tell you right now, we are about to start getting hit again with openings, back to blue services and repairs. A lot of people are waiting for the rain to be over. And it looks like the rain's going to be over and the temperatures are coming up starting this week. So that's kind of what even our supplier said the same thing. They're waiting for it too. So if you guys are not scheduled, get on a schedule, whether it's ours or another pool company. Get on a schedule like now, because you're going to miss the boat.
At least get your name on for the next available date.
Right, and I can tell you right now, with us, the next available date is towards the end of June.
June 23rd, I think.
Yeah, we're booked. We just installed another system today. We have 4 or 5 more systems to do yet.
Yeah.
And then we have a pump to install. We have a really cool project we're working on that I'm not telling you.
Sharon, hello. It's the bedroom edition tonight.
Who?
Sharon.
Which Sharon? Oh, from
Muller.
Down Under?
Yeah.
Nice. Hello. Thank you for watching. Again, if you guys have pool questions, we're talking, but shoot out the questions, man. That's what we're here for.
We're just flapping.
We've done a lot of research with other pool companies, both on their websites and even calling one or two, this one. And some of the things that they're telling you guys are insane. I don't know where they're coming up with some of the shit they're telling you guys, but some of the shit they're telling you guys is ridiculous.
Here is...
Hold on a minute. One thing I can tell you is a lot of these companies are not using opening and closing chemicals. We know that for a fact. As a matter of fact, the one company told her on the phone.
Hun, you don't need to be yelling.
Told her flat out on the phone that you have to ask for them. The customer has to ask for opening and closing chemicals.
Ooh.
Now let me ask you something.
Go to one, Robert.
Did you know that your pool, did you know you needed opening and closing chemicals for your pool? If you didn't, how the hell are you supposed to ask for them? Just saying. She actually asked them that too over the phone. You know what they said? Dead silence. They changed the subject. What? Now, what were you going to say? You probably don't remember, do you?
Hold on, yeah. Robert said, if he sends me $100, will I body slam you on the bed? I said I would, but our boards might break. Well, you know what? We need a new bed anyway, so.
Not right now, we don't.
I accept Venmo, PayPal. Zelle.
All right, get back to what you were saying before you forget.
A lot of there's an issue that we're seeing a lot here lately is a lot of people can only get their pools to the cloudy state. It does not go past being cloudy.
Yeah, it is a problem.
And there's a lot of people that don't know will go get their water tested. And when
a lot of the companies don't know.
Yeah, when you get your water tested, we should actually do a live on having cloudy ass green water, what it looks like, and so on.
We also have a new revelation. We figured out on this. She figured this out. I think that's where she's going with this.
But when you take your water to the pool store and tell them to do a water test, and then they come back at you and say, well, your pH is off, your alkalinity is off, and your chlorine is off, use this, this, and that. And you go home and you use this, that, and the other thing, and still nothing happens. The problem is the pool store is only going to see the clear container of water. It might be a little cloudy, but for the most part, you have to have a lot of cloudiness in order for somebody at the pool store, or you go to a place that just does water testing, like Mountain View Supply. They do water testing too, and they're almost like a Tractor Supply place.
Problem with that is most of them don't know what they're looking at.
Right. Even the pool stores, a lot of them don't know what they're looking at other than here's a sample of
the
water.
lights are on at 8:41.
A lot of them also don't ask you questions. A lot of customers don't know to say, hey, my pool is cloudy, here's what I've done so far, blah, 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 blah. Whether it's from the customer's end, don't know what to tell them, and from the store's end, don't know the questions to ask. Therefore, the problem's not getting resolved. There could be 2 things you're having issues with. Well, 3 things. You could be having issues with phosphates. You could be having issues with TDS, total dissolved solids. Actually, more than 3. Or you could have a chlorine lock. Or it's just a matter of particulate matter and you need to flock it. So right there is 4 different things that could be your problem. And it just so happens that somebody that lives at the other end of town finally threw in the towel and asked for help in one of the groups. And we had quite a few people that we've helped them with their pools already say, call us, call us. So we went out, and he couldn't get the pool past being cloudy. So what we did is we said, you know what, we did a water test. His chlorine level was low. So we're like, you know what?
Non-existent, really.
Yeah, we're not going to screw around with anything else. We're going to put a flock in.
And we learned a valuable lesson on this pool.
Yeah.
She figured this out.
We put a flock in because the lower your levels are, the better when it comes to flock. So we had the customer put it in after the rains stopped, because this is when there was rain going on. So we said, once there's no rain in the forecast, shake it up really good and put it in front of the return. he has a cartridge system. So what we told
Which
him
are
to
junk,
do,
by the way.
right, is we told him to take the filter, the cartridge out, because there is no recirculate, and just turn the filter on to circulate the water that way. And then send me a picture in like 3 days. You should start to see a significant drop because it's not that huge of a pool. Well, he sent me a picture and it was like a bluish cloudy. And we're like, give it like another day or so.
Isn't that him?
Yeah. Yeah, we're talking about you.
Talking about you, Kyle.
We're talking about
your
Kyle.
pool.
And still
Hi, buddy.
nothing happened. And we're like, what the hell's going on? And my spidey senses were going on. After he sent me the last photo, all day, I'm like, something. Didn't say anything to Gary. I just kept on thinking about this all day, and I'm thinking, you know what? We're going to do another water test. And I said to Kyle, I said, when we get back home, we're going to stop by. I want to do another test, a dipstick test this time. And then I said to Gary, we're going to stop. I said, I have a fuzzy
As she
feeling.
usually does. We're going to stop here. I never know what's going on until like in the morning when we get in the truck.
So I said, I want to check for something. So we went back and did a dipstick test. And lo and behold, obviously there was no chlorine. I said, all right, we're going to dump 3 gallons of liquid chlorine in here.
3 gallons in an 18-round pool is... So every 1 gallon treats 10,000 gallons of pool water, roughly. So 3 gallons is treating 30,000 gallons of water. An 18-round pool is not even 20,000 gallons. I don't even think it's 15,000. All right. So think about what we're doing. Think about what we're saying.
So that was. Are you going night night?
Come here, Booger.
I was gonna ask if I could keep her in here quick so I can just wash my hair.
Come here. Come here.
Well, we're doing all live.
Come here. Go kiss Mimi.
You want to say hi to everybody?
Say hi.
Say hi to everybody.
Wave.
Here, come here. Pop's in here. Say hi,
It's
everybody.
our granddaughter.
Here, say hi, everybody.
This is Annie.
Say hi. 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 Check out my new Converse sneakers. Say how cool are those? So anyway, here, you want to sit down between me and Papa G?
Come here, baby. Good girl.
Say hi, Pop.
Hi, Papa.
Pop's watching. So we said, all right, 30 gallons. 3 gallons, enough for 30,000 gallons. I said, send me a photo by tomorrow. Because this thing should be clear. Well, he sent me a photo, and I'm like, okay, I really couldn't tell. Sometimes you'll get reflections. And it was kind of hard for me to tell if it got any clearer. So, I said, all right, this is the next day. So I said, all right, we're going to stop by again on our way home, and we're going to take a dipstick test. Now, in 24 hours, when you put that much chlorine in a pool,
You're still going to get a high reading.
You're going to be off the freaking charts. And we didn't have, I think we had a little bit of a light rain in between there.
So not enough to take out all that chlorine. Not even close.
So we get there and I do a dipstick test and there was no chlorine at all. I said, there's a chlorine lock. So
this is where we learn something.
that is why the flock did not drop like it was supposed to because everything was going into a bubble and it wasn't releasing.
So let me kind of explain a chlorine lock real quick for those of you who don't know what a chlorine lock
Pop
is.
says, "Hi, Annie."
I was going to say that. So a chlorine lock, let me explain what a chlorine lock is. In the simplest terms, a chlorine lock, think of it as a bubble inside the outer edge, outer ridge, inside, but the outer ridge of the inside of the pool. Okay, picture you have like a water bladder, a little bladder
No, stay back here.
running all around the inside, but
Stay
the
back here.
outside edge of the inside of the pool. Anytime you dump something in, it's going into this bubble, and it's not getting released into the pool. So you could be dumping all these chemicals in, and you're not getting any. It's not getting into the pool water. So the chlorine. Let's just talk about chlorine because it's really a chemical lock. I'm actually going to start calling it a chemical lock because we didn't know that this. So that's what a chlorine lock is. I'm going to start calling it a
Well,
chemical
you have to
lock
wait. That's not your milk.
because
Oh,
if you
hold on, stay here.
if you have this lock situation, no chemicals are going to work in your pool. I didn't even know that. I thought a chlorine lock is a chlorine lock. It only does chlorine. Well, it didn't work with the flock either. The flock would not. It didn't do anything. Like it did literally nothing. We have never, ever had a bottle of flock not work unless we got a bad bottle. We've gotten a bad bottle
we have
before that
gotten
was
a bad
weak.
Bottle, yeah.
That didn't work. We've never
Yeah.
had a good bottle of flock not work. Once she figured this out and we broke the chlorine lock, it's now clearing up. Okay?
Well, I told him to go get a crap ton of liquid chlorine, and he put it in, and the amount that he put in, I believe, was 10 bottles.
10 gallons.
That broke the chlorine lock. So
Now remember what I said. Each one bottle treats 10,000 gallons, roughly 10,000 gallons of chlorine of water. So you do the math as to how much he treated it with. That's what it takes to break a chlorine lock. It takes a ridiculous, absurd amount of liquid chlorine.
yeah, he got 20 gallons, and he put
10 in.
10 in.
I would never try to use a granular, ever. I've only ever done it with liquid. There's only two ways to break a chlorine lock. The ridiculously over chlorination amount, or you have to drain a certain amount of water out of the pool, put fresh water in.
No, not right now.
It's usually cheaper to do the over chlorination. Okay? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, Brendan Levan is watching. Welcome,
What's
Brendan. Where are you popping in from?
This is our granddaughter Annie.
So the next step with him is we're going to do a blind vac
Hi.
because he did say that he wasn't scooping anything up when he did when he was vacuuming and scooping. So we're going to do a blind vac.
What happened to your leg?
And then we will probably have to do a flock after that. But
If you have questions, shoot them out.
Yeah.
We're talking, but if you have questions, please shoot them out. Somebody just said something.
I may have him. John Wagner, hello.
John, what's up, John?
I may have
Thank
him
you, everybody,
put
for
in
joining us, by the way.
the filter and run the filter to see if any of that cloudiness gets pulled out. Sometimes it does, sometimes it don't, and that's when you would want to flock it. But we've seen that in quite a few pools already.
You're not my big girl.
Pollen is another thing that started way early
Way early.
this season.
We usually
have-
don't get pollen until like mid to late July.
Yeah, July, August.
We've got it already.
Yeah. Hey, Pop, you're watching like 3 more times. Let's see here. What else? What else are we seeing?
Obviously, the rain is just
Oh yeah.
demolishing chlorine level, pH, and alkalinity levels. one thing to understand about chemistry, and I'm going to talk about the three main chemistries that you need to know, which is your pH, your alkalinity, and your chlorine. Now, in this order, alkalinity controls pH fluctuation, pH controls chlorine usage. So if your alkalinity is off, your pH is going to fluctuate, which means your chlorine usage is going to fluctuate. Now, if you have alkalinity or pH are either too high or too low, both can cause cloudy conditions, as well as chlorine being too low can also cause a cloudy condition. Okay? Also, chlorine does not cause burny, itchy eyes, burny, itchy skin. It's actually too high or too low pH and alkalinity that cause that. Okay? What I used to think was you get your alkalinity, you get your alkalinity register, get your alkalinity in check first, which you want to be right around 100. 100 is your even amount, okay, for
I
all
don't know
the
if
different.
Pop's getting scammed.
Yeah, he probably is. He probably is. But and then your pH will fall in line. I actually have been
No,
told
we don't want to touch that.
to do it the other way.
No.
Do pH and your alkalinity will fall in line, which does make
Do you
more
want your
sense.
leg out?
But just understand that alkalinity controls pH fluctuation, pH controls chlorine usage. It'll make more sense to you if you think about it that way. Okay? Excuse me. Also, if you have above an 8.0 pH reading, your... The hell's that? Oh. If you have above an 8.0 pH reading, your chlorine is kind of useless. It's in the pool, but it's really not doing anything. All right? You want your pH right around 7.5. Why? Because 7.5 is the pH of the human eye. We usually tell people keep it between 7.4 and 7.6. If you look on the bottle, it's going to tell you 7.2 to 7.8. I don't like that. 7.2 and 7.8. 7.8 is too close to 8.0. 7.2 is too close to the bottom of the scale. I would rather see between 7.4 and 7.6. 7.5 is the pH of the human eye. Alkalinity, you want 100. Between 80 and 120. Right around 100. Okay, then you know you're safe for all the different types of pools. Surface-wise. Okay? Again, if you have questions, guys, shoot them out. We're here for you. We do these lives. We do these Q&A lives for you guys, not for us. We do them for you. We want you guys to get real good information. So if you have questions, shoot them out. Don't wait for me to stop talking. Just shoot them out. All right? He ain't tired.
Let's see, what else? Trying to think of what else we've been seeing, hearing.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Does anybody have any questions on openings?
Anybody have any questions? Period.
And on openings, since we're in opening season, what we think should be included.
I will tell you this. Opening chemicals. I'm going to make this real simple. Opening and closing chemicals. Do yourself a favor. Liquid chlorine, 60% algicide. Most pools, 24 round and up. And bigger in-grounds. Real small pools, you want to use a little less. But for big, like for an 18-round pool, I would not put, unless it's nasty, I would not put 5 gallons in to open it. I would put probably like 2.5 to 3. But if it's really nasty, I might do 5. Like I'm talking green, brown, or black.
Yeah.
I might do 5. Otherwise, I would never do 5. One thing I want you to understand is you got to be careful with liquid chlorine because if you use too much, you can do what's called whitewashing. If you have a liner, you can call what's called whitewashing a liner. What happens is, and I've never seen it done, but I've heard of it happening. It bleaches it'll bleach the liner if you go too much. Now you have to put a lot of chlorine in to do that, but an 18-round pool is not a very big pool. So 5 gallons of liquid chlorine, you're treating them. That's a lot of chlorine. Now the only way to break the chlorine lock is you have to put in a ridiculous amount. Now, we did also have him check it. So we had him put 10 in, or however many he put in. He checked it, and then he put the next amount in, and that's when it broke it, which is what I do. That's how I do it. I'll put, a boatload in. We'll check it. If I don't get a reading within 5 minutes, 10 minutes, max, you need more. But, I'll put 10 in, and then I'll do a dip check within a few minutes. If I don't get a reading, I'll do 5 more. I won't do another 10. I'll do 5 more. If I don't get a reading, I'll do maybe another 3. And then I'll check it. If I don't get a reading, I'll do another 2. And then I'll do... So, I increment it. You want to try not to use too much. Okay? But you need to break the lock. All right?
Same thing goes for alkalinity and pH. You don't want to... Let's say you go to the store and they tell you got to add in 15 pounds of alkalinity or pH increaser. Add 3 pounds at a time. Brush it in really good.
And let it run for 3 hours.
Yes.
3 pounds. Anytime you're adding anything granular, put it in, add 3 pounds, let it run 3 hours. Add 3 pounds, let it run 3 hours. Now, I am going to tell you something. You have to be, and I'm not going to go into what all ones do this, but you have to be really, really careful what chemicals you're adding to a pool together. Because there's one chemical that heats up and there's another one that is explosive under heat conditions. You add those two together, you're turning your pool into a bomb. Now, is this true? Yes. Have I witnessed it? No. But I was told about it from a very, very good source who it happened down at a hotel pool in Atlantic City. It was one of my old bosses told me about it. That's how I found out. So you got to be really careful what chemicals you're adding. If you're a newbie to pools, I recommend don't take a pool on yourself, especially with the chemistry. I am going to tell you right now that on YouTube, we've gone on my YouTube channel, our YouTube channel, we go over a lot of this stuff on our YouTube channel, okay? CV Pool Pros 16 is our YouTube channel. There are tons of videos on all different kinds of stuff on there, okay? Helpful tips and tricks. There's pool school videos that are informational. There's educational. There's all kind instructional. There's all kinds of videos on there. If you are not up with chemistry on a pool, ask us. A lot of these videos that are out there, they leave stuff out. They don't tell you the whole thing. Okay, they don't tell you everything. Our videos tell you soup to nuts is what I like to say. It tells you everything from beginning to end. Okay? If the video's not up and you have a question, let us know. We'll try to get a video up and we'll answer your question or both. Okay? You look tired. You look tired, baby. You look tired. Are you tired? Does anybody have any questions? Oh, we do travel. The furthest one we have out right now is up by Latrobe in Pennsylvania. It's actually in Youngstown, which is 2.8 miles from Latrobe, where they make Rolling Rock. That is 4 hours away from us. We do travel, guys. We do have to plan it. It's got to be, planned, and chances are it's going to be on a weekend. It's going to have to be on every other weekend because we didn't go up there this Saturday, but we're going up there next Saturday. Excuse me. But thank you. But we will travel to fix your pools. We do travel. Keep that in mind. Right? Ouchie. Ouchie. What are you doing? Who are you talking to? What are you laughing at?
Yoshi,
Any questions? Because we're not going to be on a whole lot longer here.
Yeah, if there's no questions, we're not going to hang out. We're giving you guys some information.
Otherwise, it's just going to be a comedy show.
And then we
Yes,
have
that's
to.
Annie.
We have some other stuff we have to do. We have to drop our H3 off yet to get an inspection for tomorrow. So we're not going to be on here real long. If there's no, we'll be on as long as there's questions. But we've
Gotta
covered.
do wash yet. Got to do invoices.
You're doing wash yet tonight? Oh. Hey.
Annie, Annie.
Why are you hitting me? Why are you hitting me?
Any questions? Otherwise, we're just flapping our gums about anything and everything.
Art. Art. Art.
All right. Nobody's popping up any questions, so
Yeah, we're gonna get rock and rolling, guys. We
We'll
have a
just
bunch of
rock
stuff to
and
do
rolling.
tonight. So thank you guys for tuning in.
Sharon, Dad, John, Brendan.
Thank you guys for tuning
Kyle.
in. We appreciate it.
Robert.
Let people know about this. Let people know that we do this once a month. The first of every month we do this. We like to be on here for an hour, but like I said, there's really no questions. There's not really much of a point. We can only really give so much information.
Well,
But
we're spitballing on things we hear.
right,
what
and we will give you
know.
guys updates with whatever we hear, unless it's in a live. Somebody just
Sharon,
said
you
something.
have a good night as well.
Yeah, thank you very much for tuning in, guys. We appreciate it. We will talk to you all on the next one. Everybody have a great week.
And as always, we're always on doing lives
Yeah.
randomly.
Just make sure you like and follow the page, and you'll get notified when we do lives. Also, make sure you go on our YouTube channel, like it, and hit that subscribe, and hit that notifications bell. You'll get notified when we upload something new. All right? Everybody have a great night. We'll talk to you all soon. Love yous. Thank you, everybody, for supporting
You wanna
our crazy, goofy
you wanna
rear
say
ends.
bye to everybody?
Say bye to everybody. Wave. Take it easy, y'all. Talk to you soon. Later. See you on the next one.